Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Walski Landscaping. I'm Maya. Well, as promised, I know we're a little late, but I wanted to show everybody our garden this year and what we planted in the buckets. And let me explain how we planted each one and why we did what we did. So we're going to begin with this bucket here first. Sorry about that. In this bucket here, we planted our sweet banana peppers. We planted 3 each, and again, we reused all of these buckets that are here were from our garden last year, and we ended up reusing them because with the stone below and everything and all that, though all the water drained out, the soil stayed nice and loose and everything. So we were able to like reuse it. We just had to top off with a little bit of fresh dirt for the plants and everything. But like I say, they're in really good shape. So I'm gonna, like I say, show everybody what we got, planted here. So like I say, right here we have our sweet banana peppers, and I don't know if you can see that in the thing here, because I know the sun is kind of bad. But right there, we already got some little banana peppers that are forming on each one right here. So I'm kind of happy with them, and those we're gonna be slicing up and canning or jarring them, and we're gonna use them for like sandwiches and cooking and things like that. In our next bucket here, we have our California Wonder green bell peppers, and again, there's 3 of them in here. They're a little bit small, but that's the way I got them from the nursery where I get them and everything. So they kind of, this year was kind of a weird year. I mean, everything was bought out, and I don't know, people are maybe getting back into gardening or something. I don't know, but anyways, we got those. The next bucket here we have is our tomato beef boys. We got 3 of these together. Now we switched out the buckets. I believe these 2 buckets last year had tomatoes in them, and this one had can't remember what we had in here. So we switched them out. We moved the tomatoes over to a different bucket, so they don't the acidity in the soil, so they can grow. And every year, we kind of just watch what buckets we have and try to put the tomatoes in a different bucket and everything. But we got 3 of these, and we're going to put a cage over these and let them grow. Now these, you can see they're kind of standing straight up, but we planted these on an angle in the bucket. So what we did was we cleared out like the dirt here, and we laid it down the long way and then brought the stem back up. And that's to give it a chance to produce some better root system, and also to create a hardier plant. So like I say, we got 3 of them here. We're gonna put a ring over those. Our next one that we have here is our Kentucky Wonder pole beans, and again, we got 3 of them in the bucket. And again, we're gonna put a trellis over the top. We got 2 trellises. I believe we got 2 or 3 trellises because we need them for the tomato plants, and we also need them here for the beans, because these are pole beans. So these are gonna climb, and I want to be able to let them grow upward and all that. Give them space to produce and everything, and they're pretty healthy. I mean, there's a little bit of leaf damage here, but they're not too bad. And like I say, again, I went early enough to the store to buy this stuff, and it was like everything was just like completely bought out, and I couldn't believe it this year. And then moving on to our last bucket here, we have our homemade pickles. And what's nice about these is that I like to make pickles also. I like to can them, slice them, do like bread and butter, dill. And speaking of dill, we do have some dill planted in the garden. I just didn't do a video on those buckets, but we have dill planted, we have basil planted, and we have rosemary planted. And I'm going to show everybody like how we're going to dry those out, come the time when they're ready to be picked and cut and everything. So but like I say, yeah, we got dill going. We also got some garlic, and it's like I say, we're gonna plant. We got everything planted in the buckets here, and then right over here on the side right here, in this little planter, we actually have some mint planted here. Now I heard from somebody, being that this is the south side of the building here, that those little, what do they call those things? Those little boxwood bugs, the black bugs with the red wings. I don't know if everybody knows what I'm talking about, but we got a real bad case of them because I believe we have the boxwoods down below here underneath the butterfly bushes here and everything. But anyways, we heard that mint was supposed to like keep them away and everything. So we planted a mint plant here, just to give it a try and see what happens. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. I don't know, but we'll give it a try and we'll see. So, like I say, that's this year's garden selection so far. I have a couple other ones I'd like to get, depending on if I can still get stuff out of the nurseries here or out of the garden centers, because like I say, everybody seemed to be buying this year, and it's just been, hard to get my hands on some stuff. But like I say, this is a start, and I will update everybody at least once a week on how they're growing, how they're looking, and then show you like when we're able to start picking and getting some of the harvest here and everything. So, all right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up because it really helps us out a lot. So until next time, everyone, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you here again, right here on Walski Landscaping. Bye, everyone.